Hi everyone, Animal Girl here, back with another edition of Movie Talk. Now, as I stated in my last Movie Talk video, I feel that because it is October and Halloween is coming up, it would be very fun, it would be fun to have the next few videos, or the videos for this month on Movie Talk, to be on creature features or Halloween type movies. That being said, this week's Movie Talk video is on Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters. Get ready for a twisted take on the classic tale as Hansel and Gretel have turned pro, coping with the trauma of their childhood captivity by slaying witches for hire. But when the seemingly unstoppable bounty hunters meet their match in an enemy so evil, it'll take all their training, weapons, and courage to survive. Okay, highlights of the movie. This movie was made back in 2013, and it tells by MGR, and sorry about the typo there, and tells the story of sibling witch hunters Hansel and Gretel, and it picks up an unspecified number of years after their fairy tale takes place. And on a side note, I'd just like to say that this movie was put on hold due to the release of The Avengers, as Hansel, or the actor who played Hansel, had a role in that movie as well, a big role in that movie as well. I believe he played Hawkeye in that movie as well. So because that movie was wrapping up, this movie had to be put on hold for a while so he could finish up his scenes in that movie. Now, this is a dark action-adventure horror comedy film, and it, just like with Van Helsing, it had wonderful CG animation. Okay, things I loved about this movie. First off, I loved the story. One of the big things I have, or issues I have with fairy tales, is that when we get to happily ever after, we don't know what happens after that. It's like, okay, what happens next? This movie kind of tells us what happens next, and I did like that. Now, would this be a movie I would watch with my little cousins? No, it'd be a little too intense for them. And as another side note, I'd just like to state the fact that this movie is rated R, and it'll be one of the few, if only R-rated movies I actually review, as I do not tend to like those movies too much. Secondly, I love the design of the witches. Each witch, with the exception of the one good witch in this movie, had a very unique design to her. And I loved how they gave each witch, even though not all of them were given names, an individual look and personality. Thirdly, I love the weapons that Hansel and Gretel used. I love the design, I love the function, I just loved everything about them. Fourthly, I loved Edward the Troll. Now, there's no one reason why I loved Edward the Troll, I just liked him. I thought he was a nice addition to the movie. Fifthly, I loved the action. This movie had a lot of great action in it, and I absolutely loved it. Thirdly, I loved the CG animation. Now, unlike Van Helsing, there wasn't a lot of CG animation in this movie. It was mostly just with the witches and whatnot. But the CG animation that was in there, and the makeup that was done with the witches and the Dark Witches and with Edward, were actually amazing and wonderful. Okay, actors. This movie had a great group of actors, but I'm only listing the ones that we have a lot of contact with or who were important to the storyline. Okay, question of the week. We have been seeing a lot of live-action movies that are takes off of fairy tales. They either are the actual fairy tale live action, or what happens before, in between, or after the fairy tale. So my question to you guys is, which fairy tale would you love seeing made into a live action movie? And it can be one that was already made if you'd just like to see another point of view or another take on it. Please leave your answers in the comments section. Also, feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comments section. I do love to read those. And please like and share this video if you're watching it on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And feel free to follow me on Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter, and DeviantArt. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note, all pictures seen within this video belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other movie talk videos. My movie talk special edition videos. And my other videos. Before I sign off, one thing I'd like to touch on, and that is to please note that my TV Talk videos are now exclusively on my Facebook page, as YouTube is considering them to be spam. If you'd like to check out any of those videos, you can feel free to go to my Facebook page. I will have the link in the description section. As always, thank you for watching, and have a very nice day.